Hi, Patty.
Hey, Michael, how are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having
Very well.
me to come in and chat.
No, thank you for coming in to have the mid-year conference and to discuss your documentation log and the data related to your Smarter Goal progress that you forwarded to me earlier this week. I'm anxious to hear how you're doing and what support I can offer you.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for meeting me. I think things overall are going really quite well.
Okay, I see, looking at your documentation log here, so far you have one artifact for 4 different standards: professional knowledge, instructional planning, learning environment, and student academic progress. I noted in particular the document you included about how your students created their own rules for the classroom. I really like that. I also thought the lesson plan you submitted was excellent. I know you played a large role in collaborating with your CLT in creating this. It seems to really allow for meaningful group work with reflection. I was wondering how your lower level ELL students are able to participate with some of the really challenging vocabulary that was included in this lesson.
Good question. It was a challenge. However, I have an instructional assistant. So I did have the instructional assistant work with those students prior to the activity and pre-taught some of the words with some of the materials that I compiled. And then I gave a little formative assessment before the lesson, and also I strategically grouped the students so that peers could provide some additional support as we were going through the lesson, and that helped tremendously in their ability to participate and engage.
Okay, speaking of engagement, I did notice a high level of student engagement in both of the observations I did in your class during the first semester. So I think I included that in the feedback that I gave you after the observations, yes.
Yeah, you did, thank you. And that aspect of my teaching has always been really important to me, so I feel it's one of my strengths.
I agree. What about where you are in regards to meeting your Smarter Goal?
Okay, so I can show you here I've just put it in the documentation log. So I have this data chart that shows where my students were at the beginning of the year. You can see that here, and where they are now in terms of their reading levels. So I also brought, in addition to that, I have a list of the literature group books that my students were reading and what levels they were reading as we progressed throughout this first part of the school year.
This is very detailed information. Can you tell me what this data tells you in relation to your goal?
Sure. As you can see, I have 25 students total who are in my class, and currently I have 13 students who moved to the next level on the BAS, and all of the students who were at a level Z, overall they've maintained that level Z, which was written into my Smarter Goal. And so I think overall that my students are really proceeding well towards the goal.
Okay, so 13 students so far have made progress. Can you tell me what strategies you've been using that have been most beneficial and successful?
Sure. I believe that the strategies of a text user and a text analyst are the ones that probably have been the most effective. So when I introduced the students to them at the beginning of the year, and then they started using them, they realized that they were engaging with text in ways that they hadn't done before, and it was becoming more meaningful and giving them a deeper understanding of what they were reading. So obviously that improves their reading comprehension. So, and I did see that they were using this strategy independently, both within the literature groups that we were having and when they were doing their independent reading as well.
Okay, yeah, it sounds like that's working quite well. What about strategies that might not be working so well?
I do think that all the strategies that I listed on my initial goal setting form, I think all of those have been working really well, and I don't think that I want to change any of them.
Okay. Are there any changes or adjustments to the strategies that you might want to make? I just want to make sure that those students that you think or you predicted would improve by 1.5 levels will in fact be able to do that.
Yeah, I was thinking, particularly with my most struggling readers, that perhaps I would ask our reading specialist to come and to work with that small group of students, because I think maybe with their help, it would help to move them along a little better. So I was considering adding that. But other than that, I think, maybe twice a week having the specialist come in and work with them.
Okay, yeah, I would also encourage you to contact the reading specialist. Be sure to make sure to change that strategy or add it to your goal setting form.
Right.
All right, before we wrap up, is there anything else I can do to support you?
I think I'm in good shape right now. I've been going to the gym.
Okay.
Seriously, I do think I'm in good shape.
Okay, all right.
And I really appreciate all the professional development that you've offered here in the school and have made me aware of outside of the school, particularly the differentiated, the information in classes around differentiated instruction. I think have been really helpful as I work with a group of students who are just at every level. On that BAS particularly. And I thought I would also, the new Academy course catalog is coming out soon. And so I thought I would just, take a look and see if there might be a class or two that might also help me.
All right, yeah, I think an Academy course would be very beneficial. All right, Michael, at this point, what I'd like to do is review your mid-year performance assessment. Okay? So, as you can see, I've rated you as effective in 6 standards and highly effective in standard 3 instructional delivery, which probably doesn't surprise you. I think you could actually serve as a mentor to other teachers in this standard, perhaps having other teachers observe your class. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd be very open to that.
All right, good.
That'd be great.
So I'll go ahead and coordinate that for you. And keep up the good work. Be sure to let me know if I can support you in any additional way. Okay?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
I appreciate it.
All right, I'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.